This might actually be the darkest possible timeline for Bleach, and I'm not exaggerating. For the sake of this video, we're going to ignore how the manga actually proceeded, because this episode is basically 99% anime content. So let's quickly go over what just happened in the latest episode of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc. Orihime deleted herself along with Yhwach. Rukia, in her current state, means that she probably isn't surviving for much longer, and Uryu literally self-destructed, taking Asphalt down with him. And let's not forget Gerard Valkyrie. The miracle is still alive because Yuabaha's death doesn't automatically take away a Quincy's power. So already, things are looking pretty damn bad. But there's something even worse, something the anime hasn't shown us yet. In the manga, Ichibei uses the remains of Yuabaha to create a new Soul King. And that's not just some random plot point. The entire world is currently on the brink of collapse, but if Iwabaha is completely gone because Orihime sacrificed herself to erase him, then those remains don't exist anymore, meaning Ichibei can't use Iwabaha. So who does he use instead? Ichigo. That's right. And this is where things get really dark. Because Ichigo becoming the new Soul King would mean that the protagonist we have followed for the entire story becomes nothing more than a sacrifice to keep the world alive. And the worst part, this was always Ishibei's plan. It was already confirmed in the manga, and the anime has heavily implied that Ichigo was always being prepared for exactly this possibility. Think about what that actually means. Ichigo spent the entire story getting stronger for one reason, to protect everyone. And now, in the absolute worst possible timeline, he succeeds by sacrificing himself to become the thing that protects everyone. And then there's Rukia and Orihime. If both of them are actually gone, then the future we are familiar with doesn't happen either. No Orihime, no Rukia, no Next Generation, no Kazui, no Ishika. This isn't just a bad ending. This is basically the complete destruction of everything Ichigo was fighting for. But I don't think this is actually what's happening, because there is a massive possibility here. The Almighty. What we are seeing could be Yuabaha looking at a possible future. A future where Orihime sacrifices herself, a future where Uryu dies taking Asphalt with him, a future where Ichigo becomes the Soul King, a future where everything goes completely wrong, despite his defeat. And if that's what we're actually watching, then this could be the anime showing us the future Iwabaha sees through the Almighty before the story eventually catches up to the events we already know, which would also explain how we can eventually get back to the manga's timeline, with Ichigo's Bankai being immediately broken by Yuabaha and the fight continuing from there. But that raises an even bigger question. If all of this is a possible future, does that make everything we just watched meaningless? Or is that actually the point? Because if the Almighty is showing us what could happen, then we are not watching the story get rewritten. We're watching the worst possible future that Yuabaha can see, and waiting to find out whether Ichigo can prevent it. So what do you think? Is this actually the Almighty in action? Or has Bleach genuinely just entered its darkest possible timeline? Let me know in the comments below.